So now we're on to skill 17.12, 17.12, applying a torso belt restraint. So restraints are used for patients to keep them from falling and hurting themselves, okay? Some of you have never seen a torso belt, okay? I'm going to show you what the belt looks like, okay? It looks, here, let me place it here. It looks just like that blue contraption I just put on the patient. See it? Okay. So, and then it has these long straps that we use to basically tie the patient into the bed or the chair that we want them to stay in, okay? First of all, before you do any type of restraint, you're going to try everything, and I mean everything that you can do before you place them in restraints. And that's diversion, that's walking, that's talking to them, that's toileting them, that's making sure that they're not hungry or want something to drink, okay? You're going to try all measures before you put a safety belt or restraint on your patient, okay? The other thing is that you have to check to see if you have a physician's order. You always have to have a physician's order before you place restraints on, unless it's an emergent situation. At that point, you can put the restraint on the patient and then immediately notify the physician. The physician has to come in within an hour of the restraint being applied to the patient and check the patient. They have to do an exam on that patient within 1 hour of placing that restraint on them, okay? So then you're going to, what do you need? You're going to gather equipment and supplies, and you're going to perform WIPSA. Okay, so what are your supplies that you need? You need the lap belt, if that's the skill that we're working on. You may also need gloves, okay? I don't know, okay, but for this, I'm not going to wear them. So you're going to apply the torso restraint as follows. First of all, every facility is going to have a different kind of lap belt system, okay? Some of them may not ever even have a lap belt. So you're going to put it on, you're going to know your facility's manufacturer's policy and directions on how to apply it. For here at Alfred, what you're going to do is you're going to, excuse me for walking in front of you, okay, you're going to place it across their abdomen, okay? Then what you're going to do, let me turn this so I can make sure that you can see me, okay? Hold on. Okay, there. So now what you're going to do is these long straps, okay, you're going to put underneath the patient, okay? There's one strap from the left will go to the right, okay? And the strap that's on the right will then go under the patient to the left, okay? Alrighty. We got that done, right? Now there's loops. There's loops on the corners of these belts right here, okay? Much like a belt loop on your pants. What you're going to do is you're going to put the strap that you just put underneath the patient, you're going to put that through that belt loop, okay? And then you're going to do the same for the other side, okay? Okay, we have that done on the other side now. And you're going to make it just a little snug. You want to be able to put your fingers underneath, in between the belt and your patient, okay? You should be able to, I'm going to move it over here, you should be able to put your fingers underneath this belt right here, okay? All right? All right. So then what you're going to do is you're going to work with just one side at a time. And I'm going to try to reposition this camera so that you can see what I'm doing down here on the side of the bed. So hold on. Okay. So now you can see I've placed the camera beside the bed down towards the floor, down towards the side rails, okay? And the reason being is that you're going to take the big long strap that you have for your patient, okay? And you're going to tie it to the bed. Now, when you tie it to the bed, You cannot tie it to anything that moves. So this side rail right here, this side rail, you cannot put it on that, okay? If you look underneath the mattress, you'll see that there's these brackets down here, okay? And that's where you're going to actually place the restraint. Or in this hole right here, this restraint, this hole right here, you could use that for a restraint as well, okay? It just cannot be a movable part like the side rail. Now, in order to put a restraint on a patient, you must put a quick release on it. And you're going, what does that mean? Well, that means that I must be able to untie this restraint with one hand, because I may be busy trying to, you know, suction a patient or keep them from falling, okay, with my other hand. I must be able to untie the restraint with one hand, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to be putting it through, put your restraint through the bed component, okay? So it's down there, right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to take it, you're going to wrap it like this. Can you see that? It's wrapped like that. And then just pull this, push this through that hole and just pull down, okay? And that makes it that I can release this very quickly with one hand, okay? It also gives me a little bit of slack to be able to sit up in the bed but not get out of the bed, okay? We don't want it so tight that it's pulling down on the mattress like this, okay? Because what's that doing? It's really restricting that patient. They're not going to be able to move, okay? That's just not, it's going to cause skin breakdown, first of all, and it's going to cause more agitation, okay? So we don't want that. So you want to have a little bit of slack in there, okay? But you want the knot, the quick release knot, I got to see if I can get this to look like that. Can you see it? You see this right here? Okay? So if I pull this with one hand, look at this. That restraint is undone, right? See? That's a quick release. So when you come into the skills lab, you're going to have to practice on that, okay? All right? All right, so we've returned the bed to the lowest height when we're all done, okay? We're going to perform hand hygiene. And then we're going to document the use of the safety belt restraint in the client's chart. Now, when you put a restraint on a patient, it requires a whole lot more documentation than if you kept them out of the restraints, okay? You really have to document on this patient every 15 minutes. And what are you going to document? You're going to document the time, the rationale of why they have it on, client monitoring, client response, care given, rationale for discontinuing the restraint if you took it off, and then you also must identify all less restrictive actions tried before the restraint every 15 minutes. That's a lot of charting that's going to be done on this patient with the restraint on. Okay? All right, so that's skill 17.12, applying a torso belt restraint.